Alright, let's try this problem real quick then. It wants us to find the distance between these 2 points. And I'm going to solve this one using the distance formula. And the nice thing about the distance formula is that you don't even need to plot it or anything. We just have our points right here. So remember, the distance formula, which you should really know, is the distance is equal to the square root of x1 minus, or excuse me, x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And so let's just plug those in. Let's call this x1 and y1, and we'll call this x2 and y2 of the second coordinates. Alright, right? The x coordinate's the one that comes first. So these are the x coordinates, alright? So we're going to plug those in. So the distance equals the square root of x2, which was 5, minus x1, which was negative 3, squared, plus y2, which was 1, minus y1, which was 4, squared. Now again, most people get confused with all these negatives, so please be really careful here. So this is the square root of 5 minus negative 3. So again, those just both turn to pluses, which would make that positive 8 squared, plus 1 minus 4, I'll keep that in parentheses. 1 minus 4 is actually negative 3 squared. And the distance equals the square root of 8 squared is 64, negative 3 squared is 9. So we add those together and you get 73. And so the distance equals the square root of 73. And again, I don't really have that. I guess I can get my calculator app here. And I'll do that real quick. Um, 73 square root, I get 8.54. So my answer to this problem is 8.54. Now, if you were to plot this and do the Pythagorean theorem method, you'd get the same thing. Alright, here's point A. B is at 5, 1. I would draw my triangle out, and I would get a distance of 8 here, and a distance of 3 here, and I'd want to know that distance. So I would get 8 squared plus 3 squared equals d squared. And when I square these two and add them together, I'd get 73 equals d squared. Take the square root of both sides, and then you'd end up getting the same thing, 8.54. Alright, just notice that the 8 in this distance is really the 8 that's right here, and then the 3 in this distance is really just the 3 that's right there. That's why the Pythagorean theorem and the distance formula really are just the same thing.